So this is the second part of the video on the topic of how to determine the melting point of a compound. Now in this video I'm going to show you the apparatus required and also the chemical. Since it is just a compound, so we will take any sample, like example any sample like NaCl or sodium bicarbonate, which we will be using in this experiment. So for the apparatus required, you will require the melting point apparatus, and also for the another one is your capillary tube. So here I'm going to, these are your capillary tube. These are your capillary tube which you have to insert the sample in from this hole, from this tiny hole, and you need to insert this in this apparatus. That is your melting point apparatus. This one is your melting point apparatus, and you will require this thermometer. This thermometer, it will be inserted in this hole. In the procedure, you need to know how to prepare the sample. First, before you started the experiment, these are the capillary tube in which these are the compound which I'll be using in this experiment. You need to take this compound and you need to, first of all, these are the tube which you have to seal one end, and then you need to open one end of this tube. Here what you will do, because you need to seal this end, so that when you put the solid particles or your compound in this capillary tube, it may be present here. You should not put the sample which is till here. It should be like 3 millimeter. So here what you will be doing, after you put this, you need to check it properly that the sample is not your sample or your compound. It should not present any of the liquid, so that, because if there is any liquid in the sample, it might interfere with your melting point determination. So before that, you need to check and you need to analyze the sample properly, and after that you need to crush the sample. If it is a little bit big, you need to crush, since the open end of this capillary tube is very small, and you need to insert in such a way, and you need to tap it so that it won't hit the solid material, because if it hit, then the end which is already closed, it might be open, which it might affect while you do the practical. So this is your how to prepare the sample. Put the sample in this capillary tube, and one end it should open, the another end it should be closed, and then the sample, it should be in such a way that it should not present any of the liquid, because that liquid, it might form as the impurities while doing your melting point procedure or your melting point determination. Now this is, you have to be careful with the preparations of the sample, because if you don't do carefully for the preparation of the sample, it might affect your determinations of the melting point. Now we are going to see how we will do the procedure for this. After we finish the preparing of the sample, now the next will be how we will be doing procedure. First, we will insert the capillary tube. This is the capillary tube. After we fill up with the sample in this capillary tube, we will try to insert this tube containing the sample into a slot. This is your slot, which you can see here. These are the 3 slots. You can even put 3 of the sample in at the same time. So, and you will see this is the viewer. These are the viewfinder of the melting point apparatus. There are usually a 3 slot, as you already see, in each apparatus, and the multiple melting point can be taken simultaneously after gaining the experience with the technique. The next step will be your turn. After that, after you put the capillary tube in this one, you need to also insert this thermometer, which you can see here. These are the slot, and this is the small one for the thermometer to be inserted. After that, you need to turn on the apparatus and adjust the setting. Here is your setting. You need to adjust the setting after adjusting the appropriate heating rate. The rate of the heating is often experimental and should be adjusted by carefully monitoring the thermometers on the apparatus. Look through the viewfinder. You have to look through the viewfinder to see a magnified view of the sample. This is the viewfinder, so that you can see a magnified view of the sample in the apparatus, which should be illuminated. If the expected melting point of the compound is known, then you will heat the medium rate to 20 degrees centigrade below the expected melting point. Then slow the heating rate. After slowing down the heating rate, then such that the temperature will increase is low, that is around 1 degree centigrade every second. Now what we will do, the temperature must be incremental as the melting point is approaches, so that the system can reach equilibrium, making the thermometer temperatures an accurate gauge of the solid true temperature. Now if the expected melting point of the compound is not known, suppose the expected of the temperature is not known, then what will happen? Then heat the sample at a medium rate the entire time and determine the approximate melting point. Repeat the process with a fresh sample. You need to remove the one and start repeating the sample with a fresh sample. When you repeat the sample, you should remember that this apparatus it need to first cool down. Then after it cool down, you can even put with a cold clothes, or after that apparatus will be cooling down, then only you need to put the another fresh sample in it. And you need to check from this viewfinder, you need to check, then you should need to note it down as soon as you see some of the drops in this tube. If you see any drops, then you note down that temperatures in your notebook, and after that you need to check after all the sample will get melted down, then you need to note it down that final point also, because from there you can see that which one is in between that point. Now if you found out that there is more than the expected one, then you have to do is repeat it 2-3 times. But if you repeat, you should remember that you should need to cool down this apparatus first, only then you need to do the experiment again, or twice or thrice. You need to note down around 3 to 4 of the results, so that you can compare it which one is the best one and which one it is more effective for writing the report. Now record the first temperature of the melting range with the temperatures appearance of the first visible drop, as I already said it. Then after that you can check it the last one after it already melting down. So this is it for today experiment. So from the for the next video you are going to see the result and the report of this